And please don't forget to subscribe or give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon. Another cold day in Minnesota. How are you doing?
Good.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Very interesting topic today.
Mm.
Yeah. Why are young adults opting for situationships?
Well,
Interesting.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I know you asked me about that, and we want to understand what first of all what is relationship.
Yes.
Many young people now are not making a relationship. They want something in between there. I mean, and we can define that the situationship is kind of a romantic relationship that lacks clear definition or commitment. Uh,
Okay.
it's not per se. It's
Mm-hmm.
non-committal relationship where two individuals engage in a romantic relationship
Yes.
without commitment for the future. That is
Okay.
that is it. And it has been found that it's more in young adults who
Yes.
mostly are millennials and Gen Zs, more especially Gen Zs, do not want they opt for that.
So what I'm gathering is, these are people or these young people or yeah, generational of people will get into a situation with
Mm.
benefits, but they really don't want the long-term commitment.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's kind of, but they don't want any commitment for future. Like commitment includes like settling down,
Mm-hmm.
uh, getting children,
Mm-hmm.
and they think those things will be a hindrance to their life and what they
Yeah.
do. Mm.
Okay. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that you're getting um or you're dealing with somebody who is looking for a situationship instead of a relationship?
It that one is actually not really known, but
Mm-hmm.
the reason which motivates people. For example,
Mm-hmm.
here, let me give you an example of
Yes.
a young lady
Mm-hmm.
who she went to college,
Yes.
and she was living alone.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to start a relationship. There were many boys who wanted to have a relationship, but she thought it's not. She didn't want. Then they decided with a friend from a class, a young man. He tried to get a roommate, he could not get so he get a young man who agreed to be a roommate. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they share bills, they share um, like paying rent and many other things.
Mm-hmm.
But they live, like they are friends. They are
Yes.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a room. They continued like that. They were good friends. Then
Mm-hmm.
one thing led to the other. They started like to have some kind of romantic relationship. They stayed in college.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, oh, it's my roommate. So people knew it was a roommate. But then the roommate went on. Then it comes now to they are almost they are going to graduate and moving away.
Mm-hmm.
Then the lady asks, what about our relationship? Say, oh, we were just roommates. That is the kind of thing. What a situation. That's a situationship. So it was driven by necessity of
Mm-hmm.
survival.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
that is one kind of how a situationship
Mm-hmm.
arises. Uh,
Yes.
Without people knowing, they start slowly, and then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes hard. So this you find is undefined, without status or lack of any clear rules. You know, like when they were going, and one thing I forgot to tell you is that when they
Mm-hmm.
were going for holidays,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, see you when we open. They don't, they don't even call one another as usually people will call one another.
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay for them because they didn't have that rule that, why did you call me? Or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see, such is it's the what is situationship comes from. If you have a situation,
Situation.
a
Mm-hmm.
situation arises,
Mm-hmm.
and then people start, they find that they have gotten somewhere where they never intended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one particular example how it comes, because without those divine roles,
Mm-hmm.
then, as I said, it shows also in inconsistent communication or availability. It's like nobody is available. I mean, you cannot demand that, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you take me out? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, there's a researcher who studied relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and they found that there are different types of love. We call them the triangular theory of love.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard about that?
Triangulation. Please expound more on that.
Triangular theory of love.
Mm-hmm.
As Strasberg came out with the triangular theory, and he said there are different types of love in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. If you
Mm-hmm.
can see that,
Mm-hmm.
we have the love we call intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
passion, commitment
Mm-hmm.
are the
Mm-hmm.
two triangular. But when they are mixed together in different, like if you mix some
Mm-hmm.
chemicals in a different way, they produce something different.
Yes.
Like people can start a relationship because maybe somebody has passion
Mm-hmm.
for a person, that is called infatuated love.
Mm-hmm.
And when it is mixed with intimacy, that is liking or friendship. You can start like friendship, and
Mm-hmm.
then there is a liking, it will produce what we call romantic love.
Mm-hmm.
But at times people will start, someone will have a passion for a person,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a commitment. Without intimacy, they will have what we call virtuous love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, a person will start intimacy like liking or a friendship. They start like friendship, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe they get married. They will end up having what we call companionate love. But
Okay. Mm-hmm.
there is that love which has all of the three components of passion, commitment, and intimacy. That is what we call consummate love. That is the love which is a bliss. So,
Okay.
so why I'm saying, so all of these, we are talking about the situationship. People
Mm-hmm.
will start maybe by liking one another. Say, I like that guy,
Mm-hmm.
friends, but I don't think it's a person I can commit myself with. But when they start, and then maybe the guy has passion for, then they will have romantic love.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people, when you ask, you want commitment to marry, they say, oh no, I'm not ready, and they are not ready. I think that explains.
So a quick question for you then.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the effects of the situationship kind of relationship? Because
Mm.
are we saying, say these roommates who are roommates,
Mm.
obviously.
Yeah.
So, what if one of them went out there and found somebody else? How does the breakup usually go for these people?
So that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
It depends how much everybody has. Sometimes those relationships, people invest in different levels,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and most especially most of the people who get affected are the
Mm-hmm.
ladies more
Than men.
than
Mm-hmm.
men.
Mm-hmm.
At times, like people start, they can have a situationship relationship, and someone will confuse it with, like, they are having a romantic relationship, which is going to they get married.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the man decides that I'm moving on, I've got somebody I love,
Mm-hmm.
then this other person will be affected. And that's
Yes.
where many people, it has caused many people even to commit suicide. They go
Mm-hmm.
into depression,
Yeah.
they get frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and even it becomes hard because normally maybe you have been seen with this person.
Mm-hmm.
Like people have that assumption, oh, they are friends because they live together,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody would think they are going to get married. So it is one of the number one cause of so many depression among young people,
Mm-hmm.
and even suicide.
And even suicide. Yeah.
Yeah.
So really the time invested, and of course, I think you mentioned that yesterday that, for women,
Mm.
there's a ticking time clock of, when they can have kids. And, if that's gone and maybe you've been in a situationship with
Yeah.
somebody for 10 years and
Hmm.
all of a sudden they
Yeah.
leave you high and dry.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah. You will get now, like as we said about the biological clock.
Mm-hmm.
You want commitment because uh, commitment will come in that situation. Like people are living together. One is thinking, oh, this is a situation, I'm not settled down.
Mm-hmm.
Then something happens. Then the lady comes and says, "Oh, I'm pregnant." Oh, then you will see the person's true colors. I'm not ready for that because let me tell you, raising kids has become a very expensive and danger and a commitment. That's a sign of
Mm-hmm.
commitment
That is
because
true.
you are willing to have children. It shows a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get married and start a life, that's a commitment.
Commitment.
Actually, on that study, there is a study which was done among young people. You can see these are the results of among the Gen Zs, the top
Yes.
sentiments they have about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment, 68%, they resent that. So 68% of the Gen Zs resent that commitment which comes with marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness, forever, important milestone, hard work. So those are the ones which caught Heidi. You can see that that's among Gen Zs. And what does that tell us?
Mm-hmm.
Gen Zs
Mm.
don't want to get commitment. So when you tell a Gen Z that you are going to get a child, he will fly away. And you want to do a marriage and then now you settle down, that one would fly away. And what is happening to ladies whose biological clock is running? When you realize you have spent 5, 6 years on a relationship, you thought it was ending somewhere, and then
Mm-hmm.
don't you
Of-
think that person would be depressed?
They will be depressed,
Yeah.
of course. Depression, most of them want to move away from that environment of where people, knew you
Hmm.
as a couple. And nobody wants, who wants to see um, an ex with somebody else?
Yeah.
People don't
No,
want to
no.
do that. No, no, yeah.
So
So,
yeah, those are like like you have said. Then the resentments will come, and those
mhm,
are some of the frustrations people go through.
yes.
Likewise, even let us not say that this is situationships are province of young adults alone.
Mhm, mhm,
Even adults,
mhm,
people like highly professional people,
mhm,
um, even ladies who are successful,
mhm,
they don't want that rigor of being obligated to be a wife of somebody. They are actually opting for situationship now.
uh-huh,
And as one researcher said that the people have reached a time when they have what we call commitment phobia.
mhm,
You see, commitment phobia has come even in professional people because, like, if your ladies are professionals, busy, goes to conferences, goes to many places.
Mm-hmm.
may not want it to be asked, oh, again this weekend, you mean you are going away? You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kind of things like that.
Yeah.
So that in psychology now they call it commitment phobia. That
Mm-hmm.
is an incapacity to enter into or sustain an exclusive permanent relationship with a
Relationship.
member of the opposite sex.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the person who is having that phobia is called a community phobia. They call somebody coined that
Somebody
because
coined
and then yeah, there was somebody called
that.
Melon Skull.
Mm.
There's a book we had written which is called Limit Search for New Values, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, more especially females, they worry of this long-term emotional commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, in
Mm.
that process, they only want to date inaccessible men. You know what inaccessible men are? Either
Mm-hmm.
married men, politicians, those busy men you only meet for a short while. They don't want like somebody who's on their back all the time. You know, leave them do their stuff.
Leave them alone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
So
really.
so so, so, so it's it's although it's rampant in the young adults now,
Mm-hmm.
but even in some old people now, they don't want. Like you might get a man who has gone through a bitter divorce and may not want now to commit for another relationship because he gets scared about the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So he would rather have inaccessible women who don't want commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a situationship. Probably it's a new fashion coming on. You know, the Gen Zs have grown up with the technology, with all of these many things,
Mm-hmm.
and they now know all over the world what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that's one of the reasons they are resenting to its long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Mm,
And you know what? One thing you mentioned is a lot of people who've gone through divorce
mm,
say it's the worst experience. I
mm,
mean, they've ever. It's the worst experience. I'd say that.
mm.
And those are the ones now, like you said, who don't want any commitment whatsoever. They do
Yeah.
not want to hear anything about commitment. In
Mm.
fact, they would rather have 10 women in 10 different states in America.
Oh, that's crazy.
They
Eh,
don't want anybody calling them and telling them, hey, can you grab me some milk?
yeah.
Like, no, no. Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you, because can we say situationship is bad? No, I think it has its own good benefits too.
Yes, yes.
It frees time and less conflict. There's less conflict in that kind of relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because then you know what? You can't claim that this is my man, this is my woman. You're not going to suffocate somebody else. You are
Mhm,
going to stay in your lane, even when you see them out there in public,
mhm.
holding hands, doing other things to other women. You're not claiming the person. So,
Well, maybe when you are in a situationship, that's why I say unless you are both agreed, that
yes.
other things they just come natural.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this situation. A young man
Mm,
told me one time
mm,
he was living with a lady,
mm-hmm.
and the lady became obsessed
Mm-hmm.
that wherever I think, where are you going? She wants him to account where he's going. Oh, I'm going to meet a friend. If he says, I'm going to meet so and so,
Mm-hmm.
then he will keep calling. She will keep calling. Are you there? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I talk to the guy you say you are going to meet? Then as he was relating to me the situation, then he thought, I just feel like I am up to the brim here. I just feel like I'm shocked. I just feel like I just want to walk away. So one day he decided to pack his things and left. When she came from work, she found that it's gone. Calling the phone is switched off. She became mad. She was calling anybody who knows the guy. So the guy
Anybody who knows Hezbon.
who, why I didn't say husband. Why are you saying husband?
I
I
know
see
a
the guy.
story. I know a Hezbon too, who disappeared. They don't know where he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that guy disappeared when he came called with a different number. He says,
Uh-huh.
"Don't bother to look for me. I left because I'm choked." So I met that guy later on and said, "What's going on? Are you kind of in any relation? Did you get back? No. Are you no, I don't want I just get scared when you tell me again I lived the life I lived there. So people live with there are many reasons why people want to be in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So and some of the things actually about the situationship is there are some
Mm-hmm.
they don't even want to take a picture with you.
They will literally.
Because they know they do take a picture with you as you take a selfie and it's on Facebook. As you say, it doesn't want to appear that you have anything. So those are some of the signals like somebody needs to know
This one
whether
does
it's a relationship.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I've seen, there are people who actually, will take, you take a picture, like a group picture,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you send it to them, and you're thinking they're going to post it. Somebody literally photoshops you out of the picture,
Oh,
literally.
really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a sign of situationship. That's a very typical example you have said. It,
Can you? Yeah.
it takes a picture of.
They take you out of a picture. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a few.
Mm.
Yeah, even me, I've been taken out of a picture.
You have been a victim.
I'm a victim.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what the people. And then
Uh-huh.
even some people in a situationship,
Uh-huh.
they can go to the party.
Yes.
Either they go alone, everybody drives his or her
Their
car,
own car. Uh-huh.
and they are in a party like they are not together.
Mm-hmm.
This one would be mingle. They talk, but they come home and then they are saying, "Oh, the party was nice." They talk. That's one good sign also of a situationship.
I tell you. I mean, yeah, situationships are dangerous. They're really dangerous. Mm-hmm.
But and also they can be positive
Yeah.
because not that all situations will end up breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
People can start as a situationship, they study one another, and then
Mm-hmm.
now when they say, "Oh, I think this guy is good," you know where the timber is and everything, and some of them have successfully gotten married and they have lived together. They have tested one another, so when they are coming, they are not coming new.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it is better than where
Mm-hmm.
a person enters on a relationship. The young people they start dating. Immediately they start dating. There are some people who are addicted like to social media. Also, I tell you, the first date they have taken your picture is already in Facebook. I have found the love of my life. You don't know even it is going to work. It is sometimes good to hide some of those things. You don't rush them.
True.
Test them first before you put them. So even if people are photoshopping you from the picture, they are trying to study you, so they don't want
your, your, your,
but
your picture is quickly blacked out.
yeah. Also
Mhm.
rushing a picture to social media,
Mhm.
think twice.
Mhm.
You know? How do I say think twice?
Think
Because
twice.
it
Yeah.
will come to haunt you
You
later
know.
on. Because now when
Mm.
you have put a picture that I found a love of my life.
Uh-huh.
Next now when you are broken up, what are you going to do?
You better
Oh,
tell us.
and
You
then
better tell us when you break up too. because
That
you
is
know
the
if
time.
you
That is the time they went into depression. Even if you try to ask you what happened with your guy, you have not posted. Social media has become number one uh, reason for why people are getting depressed, because you put
exactly.
all your success in now, and that's what I say. Even when you have succeeded, don't rush to social media,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
because
agree.
you know you
Mm.
are accountable. You are accountable to so many people now. Because if you
Mhm.
are put in that relationship, everybody, even I'm sitting on my desk, I know, oh, so and so Judy's in a relationship. Okay. So next time I'm asking, oh, how is that guy going on? Now you even don't want me to mention that name because now you're enemies.
You know, it's so funny you asked that because I made a mistake of asking a friend because
Eh,
the last time I saw her on Facebook and they had gone for a cruise, everything was good, they were all in white,
uh-huh.
and I didn't know, of course, that they had broken up.
Mm,
So, so I asked her, "Oh, what happened to
eh,
Mr. So and so?" She goes, "Oh, he died."
mm.
I'm
He
like,
died.
she told me he died.
Eh,
I mean, of course, later, I don't know whether it was meant to be a joke, but of course, later I found out that they had, they separated in such a crazy way.
yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, she moved out of state. She
Let
moved
me
out of state
let
after
me
the
tell you,
relationship. Mm,
there are so many people I see in social
mm.
media, and I've predicted three people I've seen in social media. I say this relationship is now heading to the rocks. Because you see, when somebody starts, he's posting positive things about the person,
This
everything.
was.
And when
Mhm.
you see now getting some quotes, which I can see where these quotes are heading now. The comments, the people you follow who are putting things and say, I predicted while I was with a friend that this is it. I think is soon they are going to divorce. Then it went some.
You
Then
surely have
this guy come and told me, "Are you a prophet?
mm.
You know that thing you say that." I got they told me they are in the process of divorcing. I say no. I saw the messages she was posting. You could
Mhm.
see somebody who's frustrated.
Yes,
So
yes.
even in a situationship, I think you can see that. Well, I
Well,
did. Did I answer all your questions about the situationship?
you did answer all my questions about the situationship. I think we've agreed, there's always going to be the ups and downs
Mm-hmm.
in these relationships. I think it's just recognizing those early signs, like you
Mm-hmm.
said.
Yeah.
And there are people who will be in a situationship because they want to benefit from the other person. And once they get what they want,
Mm-hmm.
they're out. So I think the message out there is, protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, yeah. It's always good to assess
Mhm.
the relationship.
Yes.
See all of those signs. Somebody's not talking about any commitment of a future together.
Yeah.
Uh, and I know that is where it ends. So if you know it's a situationship, enjoy it while it lasts, but don't put too much hope on it.
Yes.
But as we say, people will start as a situationship, and then they end up getting commitment. It
Hmm.
goes in a different levels. So,
Yes. Yes.
well, thank you very much.
Thank you
I
very much, Dr. Omande.